I hope I'm live. If I'm not live, fuck me. Let's turn this volume down a little bit.
Sinisterism is about finding the primal aspects of the left-hand path. Primal in history, primal in the psyche, thus obtaining truth.
You need to change up your pre-rolls every now and then. Change it up. Have like 3 or 4 and then you switch between them or some shit like that. Just my thoughts. Jay Dyer, fuck that motherfucker. Jay Dyer. That nigga wants to argue about the size of elbows. I'm like, man, come on, dude, for real? Come on.
Greetings, my friends, and welcome back to your dose of sinister heathenry.
If he just patches
but for
some
those
videos
new to the
together
channel,
that
I'm
I've
Tom
seen already,
Soloy,
I'm just
founder
gonna
of
turn
the
it off.
International Left-Hand
Peace and
Path
blessings,
Organization, the Sect of the Horn God. The sect is an educational foundation created to not only make those with a black flame
I'm here to
aware
draw
of its
blood,
glow,
motherfucker.
but
Come
to
on.
also
Give me
restore the
something. Give me
shadow
something to be here
aspects
with.
to the
You know what I'm
ancient gods
saying?
by going deep into the past. Not
I'm
only
still gonna
historically,
take that fucking.
but also
No.
psychologically.
How did you get the
For
perfect
the
Odin?
primal depths
That's
of the
wrong. No,
psyche
you
are
don't own that.
limitless.
I own it.
So,
I just
if
bought
this
it from
sounds
you. You didn't
interesting,
even know.
make
You
sure
didn't
to like,
check your bank
share,
account,
and
motherfucker. I just bought it.
And if you want to learn more,
Sorry, Mo.
join the
I'm kidding.
organization, the Sect of the Horn God.
We gotta have fun.
Down below.
Let's have some fun, Tom. Come on.
Thank you.
Oh, you're 100% welcome. Although I never donated anything to you.
Now, I'm going to preface this video by stating that I am not a Bataille scholar. But I do know something about Dionysus, Nietzsche, and the left-hand path. Now, a few years ago, I had made a video about SFL, the organization established by Bataille back in the late 1930s. Some say to counter the Voton current that was going through Europe at the time with a Dionysian current. This whole idea I found
This is fucking
absolutely
inside politics
fascinating.
like a motherfucker. It's like, okay, whatever.
At the end of that video, I asked
why I
the
don't do
question, or I
politics.
posed the question,
It's goofy.
was SFL the organization,
I create my own.
this quasi-occultic organization?
When you use the word quasi, you
left-hand
already
path?
lost. Quasi means somewhat.
Now, in the following video, I'm going to
Anywho.
attempt
Come on, bro.
answer that question.
Cool, man. We always love Tom videos. Tom videos are my favorite videos. Everybody knows this. It's like, oh shit, it's a Tom watch along. 100%. 100%, bro. If I can't be challenged, then what's the goddamn point? I might as well just give up and say game over. I win. Flip the table. Your king is fucking tipped over.
In the ancient world where gods were perceived as living forces rather than abstractions, the Greek god Dionysus was a deity of both the terrible and sublime.
Oh, he was very real.
God who many of us on the left-hand path
He was
have
very
in one
real.
fashion or another.
Still
communed
is.
with.
Kitty drinks.
Even
He's
though the
god of
left-hand path
kitty
is
drinks.
considered evil by the status quo, it is in truth a philosophy of radical individualism, the rejection of convention, and an exploration of the chaos
I would actually
within
argue the
abyss.
opposite.
Thus, there is
He's got
a
a wine.
connection between
It's not
the
an
path
individual.
and
It's
the ancient
everybody's
cult
getting
of
fucking drunk
Dionysus,
together
for it
and having a
too was
fun
an
party, dude.
exploration of the chaos
That's
within,
Dionysus,
where
bro.
one encounters the raw, primal self, a self free from the
We can
chains
disagree.
of morality and structure.
Agree to disagree?
And it's in this sacred rebellion that Dionysus finds his truest expression, for he is a god not to be worshipped in a conventional sense, no, but one who challenges us to face the very nature of existence itself.
No, his worship is orgiastic.
His rites, the orgiastic
Holy shit, did I
celebrations,
just call
the
it?
wild music, the madness,
We're on the live.
and
I just called it.
intoxication aren't excuses to
I
get
gave you the word.
fucked up. Or they
Gave you
weren't
the word, my
excuses
nigga.
to get fucked up, but rituals of spiritual rebirth. To enter the realm of the Dionysian is to confront the darkness within in order to become something else. And
wouldn't say
within
it's
this
dark. I would say it's
primordial
bright,
state
actually.
that lies somewhere between the divine and the grotesque,
Because you have to
reality
compare and contrast with
collapses.
Apollo.
And it's in those shadows.
These are two sun
you'll
gods that are
find the
competing,
French
theoretically.
philosopher
You would say,
and writer
Dionysus
Georges
is not a
Bataille
sun god. I would
and his
disagree. I think
organization,
he is.
ASFL.
Go ahead. What makes the grapes ripen? Oh yeah, the sun.
Founded in the 1930s, ASFL was
I
not
forgot about
only
that.
a literary journal, but also a secret society that embodies Georges Bataille's darkest philosophy.
Okay, so you're bringing up some weird nerd that
embrace of what
I don't even know who that
beyond
fucker
the
is.
law,
Like
beyond
I'm gonna have to
structure,
go.
and
I'm gonna have to
beyond
go
the self.
Google that motherfucker. I'm like, who? What? Asafel?
Taking much from Nietzschean philosophy, he aimed to create a new radical form of individualism free from societal
Good for him. I hope he
constraints.
succeeded. How many kids
But
did he
more
have?
than just an
I'm sorry, I
intellectual
forgot. How many?
rebellion,
Zero?
ASFL
Yeah,
became
of course.
a living ritual, a symbol of the Dionysian madness that calls
If you think
forth
cutting
a
your own head off
complete
is cool,
reworking of the individual
hey man,
in
more
order
power to you.
uncover
That's
the
harder than you
primal
think to cut
divinity
your own
within.
head off. Cutting another motherfucker's
It's
head off
here
is
in the
hard.
collapsing of the
Cutting your
sacred
own shit
into
off,
the profane,
nah,
and the
you can't
chaos
do it.
that dissolves the
You
conventional
need extra
self
help.
that
It's
Bataille's
not gonna
vision
happen by
brings
itself,
about
dude.
its most vital expression. He wasn't simply a bookish intellectual. He believed in the importance of experience, physical, raw, violent experience.
Well, good for him.
His work in the realm of the sacred,
He
the
sounds like a
obscene,
fun guy,
and the
man.
violent, especially his writings on
You know I'm roasting Tom, right?
eroticism, mysticism, and transgression were attempts at urging the individual to confront the dark and ecstatic void
Why is
where
everything
all
dark?
human concepts of order and morality
Some things are
fail.
bright, Tom. Why is everything dark?
Thus, ASFL,
Like, what-
the secret
what's
society
going on,
that
bro?
would forever bind his
We have
ideas
shades of
with the
fucking like
flesh,
saturation,
was
nigga.
not a passive intellectual pursuit.
Nobody said it was.
It was a commitment to live by.
I don't know what that
Engaging in
even means.
experiences so unruly
Oh, you
that
mean
it
like
can only be called a
having a
dark,
family?
sacrificial
Do I need to
journey
look
into
this
the
motherfucker
abyss.
up and see how many kids he has? That is not zero? I have no idea. I
ASFL,
don't know.
meaning headless, no God,
Exactly,
also
headless.
refers to the removal of the mind, the rational consciousness
Okay.
that Bataille saw as
This
the
nigga
prison
spinning now. He,
of the human spirit.
you in the spin room, motherfucker.
In
What
the
the
act
fuck
of
is going on?
severing
You
the head,
spinning that
there's
shit like a motherfucker.
denial of the intellect.
Headless means
and
you're
the formal
fucking, like,
boundaries
retarded.
of identity.
You know what I'm saying?
As he
You're
saw it,
brainless. You're retarded. You
headless
without a head.
is
Okay,
to
great.
embrace the
Good for you,
void,
buddy.
and
That's not-
absence
that's not a
becomes
ritual.
the only real place of freedom.
That's not a ritual.
The
That's a
headless
fetish.
God is not a figure of defeat,
Called it.
but of transcendence.
Right there, I called it.
Embodying
It's not
the
a ritual.
death of the sheep-like self. That
Oh, you're talking about
must
the
come
bornless ritual.
before any
Okay,
real
that's different.
transformation
Bring up the
takes
bornless
place.
ritual. I would love to hear it.
Thus, the goal of ASFL was not to worship any man or deity, but was a direct expression of Bataille's fascination with the sacredness of violence
I
and
think it was a
eroticism.
direct representation of the fact that he was a fucking retard. How about that?
His
Look at him.
work was obsessed with the idea that the only
Look at him.
authentic form of freedom could be achieved through the destruction of the old self to bring about the new.
Hey man, you can whitewash whatever the you try to whitewash
the
it,
truth
bro.
behind objective
Good on you for
reality
trying,
was
but
buried
you're gonna
within
fail.
chaos, within
Sorry,
the
Tom.
taboo, within
You know I still love you,
excess.
but no, you're
His
failing.
involvement with ASFL, as with his writings, was a way to experience the freedom that lies beyond social boundaries and the moral frameworks of modernity. And here's where Bataille's philosophy intersects with the Dionysian.
Hey man, if you're obsessed
For
with
Dionysus
if you have
embodies
a
the
thing for this guy,
sublime
that's great.
madness
But
of
just
life
like
itself, the
stay over there,
divine
man.
intoxication
no,
that offers liberation only through a complete
'Cause that's what I'd tell
surrender
that
to the
motherfucker.
senses. He who, like the Hindu god Shiva, breaks down the walls of consciousness.
You can't cut your own head off.
For
man.
Bataille, Dionysus represented more than a figure of myth. He was a living force, a catalyst for spiritual and emotional
He was a failure.
transgression.
Call me on that.
God
I said
of
he's
the
a failure.
left-hand path.
Call me on it. Motherfucker.
Dionysus, like Asapel,
Oh,
represents
we
the journey
don't
beyond
know.
the self, the
Hands
plunge
is,
into
you
the
know,
darkness
it's
where
a
all
watch
that is
along.
familiar, objective
I'm gonna call
reality,
this
our
shit the
sense
way I
of
see it,
order, our
motherfucker.
mundane identities is annihilated.
Yeah.
And in this annihilation,
He's the type
something
dude
even more
you walk him
profound is
around the corner
created.
acting like you're his friend,
Pure, raw
and then all of a
essence
sudden the
of
knife is in
being.
his neck and he don't even know what the knife is. He's like, what? Oh,
What
there it
Dionysus
went.
offers
I don't know
is
what
the
happened to that, bro.
chaos of experience,
Man, he just
the
fucking, he fell on
shedding
some
of
shit. I don't know.
identity in favor
Must have
of
been broken
something
glass,
much greater,
nigga.
a
I don't know.
union with the primal forces. To follow
You
his
like this
lead is to
motherfucker?
walk the left-hand
Come on,
path.
Tom.
A journey that demands the destruction of the old, mundane self to discover what lies beyond the
Okay,
veil.
sure. Yeah, sure. If you say so.
So, I asked the question, was Asapel
I
on the
answered it.
left-hand path?
No, he's a faggot.
It sure the hell appears to be, because Bataille's work is not merely about rejecting conventional morality or seeking forbidden
Lord Jesus
pleasures.
Christ.
It's a pursuit of the
It's
raw,
so easy.
primal
It's so easy to
experience
be
of
like
life without the
one of these people that
filter
thinks
of
that, like,
societal constraints.
you know, I just uploaded something about,
It's about the death of the old and the
basically
emergence
Tesla
of a new
versus,
form of existence, one that is both
Edison.
terrifying and
AC versus
liberating
DC.
in its intensity.
now that's a battle.
Philosophy of Asapel was not about
This guy's
engaging
not-
with
he's not even a
external
fucking
entities,
competitor.
but
He's a
instead
failure.
embracing the chaotic, irrational,
If
and
your
violent
entire
nature of existence in order to
erogeny
transform
is
the
cutting
self
off your own
in the
head,
image
guess
of an
what?
elemental,
You lost life,
untamed
buddy.
God.
Life was a game
And
that
it's
you
through
lost.
rituals that the most
Okay,
radical
buddy.
ideas are brought to life through experiencing the transgressive,
Change your
which
mind.
has nothing to do
Change
with
your mind,
adhering
bud.
to any traditional notions of divinity.
Traditional. Oh, you mean
Instead,
like
it's through
wanting
the
to have your head
experience of
attached to your
divine
shoulders?
excess, a union with
Okay, so
forces
that's like,
beyond
okay,
the
if you want your
comprehension
head
of
to
the
be off of
rational
your
mind.
shoulders, do you think you can do that by yourself?
Thus, Asapel is one with the
Thus.
left-hand path because of one's total surrender not to a higher God. Let me make that most clear, not to a higher God, but to
You
the
couldn't fall
primal
on a
forces
saw blade and
that
cut your own
live
head off,
within
dude.
oneself.
Like literally, just like
The result
gravity
is
takes
not
your head down.
salvation, but
You measure it
transformation.
right so that your neck hits the
Alchemical
blade of the saw
transmutation of the self
at
through
right
chaos,
at the
through
exact angle.
eroticism, through the
You would not be able to cut your own
violent
head off.
expulsion of all that
You
is
stupid
conventional
motherfucker.
and safe.
Come on, man.
Paradoxically,
roasting.
it
Hey,
is
Tom,
connecting
you
with the
feel that
most
fire?
ancient
You roasting.
aspects of being to bring about
I just set your foot on
something
fire,
new.
man. Put that shit out. It's like that cartoon where they stick the fucking matches between the motherfucker, you know, toenails and shit, and it's like they start lighting all the matches and shit, and the motherfucker
In conclusion,
feet
Asapel was
just
not a
start lighting
pursuit
up,
of
and it's
utopia,
like,
nor
man, I just lit this
an
motherfucker
escape
feet
from
on
the
fire. He don't
suffering
even
of the
notice.
world.
Then all of a sudden
It
it's
was
like,
a
oh shit, oh
radical
shit, oh
expression
shit.
that demanded the annihilation of the conventional self, so that
this-
something much
hey,
greater,
man.
much more primal
Peace
could
and blessings
emerge.
to you. Peace and blessings to
It was a
Lisa. I
return
hope
to
she's
the
doing okay. I
source,
know she's
a
recovering. I know
return to
everything's
that
awesome.
Dionysian
You
spirit
did
that lies
choose not
beneath
to
the
accept my
civilized
offer,
self.
which is awesome. That means you're the strongest guy
For
ever.
Bataille,
But this video,
Dionysus
come on,
was
man.
not merely a god of
This
excess.
video,
He was
for
the
real?
very spirit of freedom, of
You didn't even bring up the
transgression,
bornless
and of
ritual.
the ecstatic journey into the
How
void
did you
that
make this
awaits
video
us
and
when
you didn't even bring
strip
up the
away
bornless?
everything that binds us to the world. And in this
I bet you thought you
freedom,
did, though.
in this
You probably thought that
terrifying,
you surreptitiously hid that
intoxicating
shit in
journey into
there.
the
It's
heart of
like,
chaos,
you know
we
what? You
find
know,
a profound
I was really
truth that
talking about it. I
speaks
just didn't say it. I
only
didn't bring
to
it
the
up, but
headless,
you know, it
the
was in there.
ecstatic,
It was hidden.
infinite
You know?
potential, what it means
Hashtag
to be
3.16.
alive.
Hashtag 3.16. That's always
Until
going to be a
next
hashtag. Oh, dude, you have no idea. My video is better than yours. That's great. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Happy birthday, Tom. I love you, man. Peace and blessings to you. Peace and blessings to Lisa. But nah, it had to be done.